Witnesses say a small plane was sputtering and flying unusually low before crashing near Kerrville. Some troops pulled from the border are now back in San Antonio. And the state opens a new investigation into South San Antonio ISD. This is your Express Briefing podcast for Tuesday, April 23rd. Subscribe to this and other free content at expressnews.com/podcasts. And get each day's top news and sports headlines delivered to your inbox at expressnews.com/newsletters. Witnesses heard the engines of a plane struggling just moments before it crashed Monday morning in rugged hill country terrain, killing all 6 people on board. The twin-engine Beechcraft BE-58 was registered to 65-year-old Jeffrey Weiss, a Houston investor and philanthropist who was an experienced pilot, and among the 6 who died in the crash. The 5 other passengers who died ranged in age from 45 to 58 and were also from Houston. More details on all 6 victims are available at expressnews.com. It's unknown why the plane crashed on rocky private ranch land on its way to the Kerrville Municipal Airport. At the time of the crash, while a National Weather Service meteorologist reported cloudy skies, visibility was greater than 10 miles with no rain. After working to harden ports of entry, U.S. military authorities say nearly 1,000 soldiers who had deployed to the U.S.-Mexico border have returned north of San Antonio to Camp Bullis and to Fort Bliss in El Paso. Part of a border mission ordered last fall by President Donald Trump, the troops had worked in California and Arizona before transitioning to the port hardening mission in Texas and New Mexico, where they placed wire, fencing, and pre-positioned temporary vehicle barriers at ports of entry, as determined by U.S. Customs and Border Protection. The soldiers finished their work late last week and will await new orders while they wait in San Antonio and El Paso. The current active duty mission involved around 2,800 troops posted in Texas, Arizona, and California, up from 2,350 in January. As immigration agents are facing a sharp rise in the number of migrants seeking asylum, the redeployments mean fewer active duty soldiers are on the border. 200 personnel remain there now in a crisis response force, helping federal law enforcement with the remainder of the active duty forces assigned to headquarters and logistics support. The Texas Education Agency is investigating South San Antonio Independent School District in response to complaints that board members overstepped their authority in moving to reopen 3 closed schools. According to a letter sent by the unit's director, the TEA's Special Investigation Unit will look into allegations that trustees are acting outside of board authority by directing district administrators in day-to-day operations and are impeding the superintendent's duties related to those matters. The investigation will also assess whether the trustees exceeded their authority by going over the superintendent's head to reopen the schools. Recently, 2 state senators raised concerns to the state agency about steps the South San Board was taking to reopen the 3 schools against the advice of the superintendent and make them ready for students this August. And while 2.5 million people attend Fiesta San Antonio events every year, there's still a healthy contingent of San Antonians who not only studiously avoid Fiesta, but actively dislike and even scorn the 11-day blowout. Among popular complaints, many Fiesta naysayers blame the crowds. Others are put off by cultural appropriation, the high-profile role played at many events by so-called royals, and by the debauchery of Fiesta revelers and the trash they leave behind. And while Fiesta is an inconvenience for some residents, it can actually harm downtown business. Restaurant and bar owners often complain they see little spillover from Fiesta events to their bottom line, and it makes it hard for employees to get to work. It turns out the most common complaint may be that it's a victim of its own success, as many avoid yearly Fiesta events because they're simply too crowded. And that's your daily San Antonio Express briefing for Tuesday, April 23rd. Subscribe to this and other free content at expressnews.com/podcasts.